I was telling Jen, I am sucked way into this show. I have so many questions, like so many questions. Let me just start first with how you guys got these jobs. It has to be pretty coveted. Mikel, is this something that you guys got like together? And how did you guys end up at Republic and working for Leva?
I got reached out to by Maddie. I got like a pretty good following on Instagram already, and so they kind of offered me a free table service for one night, and I kind of came in and like sold their tables while like not working there, and so they were like, "Oh, cool, you should work for us now." So I was like, "Sure, why not?" So it kind of came out of the blue. I went from working from a church to working at the nightclub. So yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right, so you were working, and then Grace. I know you guys are good friends. How did you then end up at Republic?
So I ended up at Republic probably 3.5 years ago. And Lucia was the only one that was working there at the time that's on the cast. And then, over time more people got hired and, but I've been there for quite some time. So I am a part of the Republic family.
Okay. Yeah. And what position did you start in when you started?
So I started as VIP hostess, where I was taking cover at the door. And then I progressed to VIP hostess. And then moving forward, I started working at Bourbon and Bubbles as a VIP concierge.
Okay. Can you guys tell me the difference between a VIP host and a VIP concierge? Because I am confused.
Great question. Glad you asked. So a VIP host is someone that is selling table service. So that means quoting, giving them a minimum based on how many people are in their party, what they like to drink, what section they would like. A VIP concierge is someone that, makes people feel welcomed at the door. Hey, I'm Grace Lilly. Can I get you anything? And I'm kind of that extra hand to help out all the workers in the establishment just to make everything easier for everyone.
Okay. And I know, Mikel, I think it was during one of the episodes, you mentioned you work on commission. Do you get a base salary?
Yes.
How does that work?
I get hourly. We have VIP hosts and we have our lead VIP hosts. So during that time, I was the lead VIP host. So I got a percentage of all of the sales that we made, like the table service sales. So I make hourly plus commission, but my hourly is very, very low. So my commissions are very, very, very high. So I'm kind of like, I'm not working for free. Like anything I do, I'm gonna make some money to do with it. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, I know when we began, y'all were not at Republic on the first episode.
Yes.
Can you maybe give me a little bit more backstory, Mikel, as to what happened? Were you working in another restaurant? Like, what happened exactly?
So the tea is... So what happened was I got the opportunity to host a red carpet event at for a magazine launch called the Berman Law Group. They had a magazine launch they're from Boca, Florida, but they have a magazine launch in Charleston. So that event, they asked me to host the red carpet. Sadly, the event was at another club, but I was not working for the other club. I was working the event at the club. So there's this huge little he say, she say bull crap of like, oh, he's working at a club. No, I got hired to do an event. Something that you guys don't do, which is get hired to do events. So I feel like a lot of that was a little bit of like, oh, we're so like die hard Republic. He's doing something else. I'm like, no, I'm still here for the team because of what you don't know, as well as I brought that entire well-rounded group of individuals who were like influencers, celebrities, and stuff like that to Bourbon and Bubbles, to Republic. We had the entire great experience. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't say that, but I guess the part of me not being a team player is what kind of stood out. So.
Do you think if you were to do it differently, you would have then just told Leva before this all happened, hey, this is what I'm doing? Or do you think she would have shut you down?
I promise, honestly, I probably would do the same exact way. I think I probably would have asked just for them to do the event there instead of doing it at another place. But I am a businessman, and when the opportunity comes, it's like I am someone who lives in Charleston. I'm working with A-list celebrities. I'm working with A-list influencers and stuff like that. So it's like, why would I not hop into the opportunity to better my career? Because I love hosting parties. I love doing stuff like that. So I feel like it was the best business move. But if she's mad about it, oh, wow. Sorry.
She's not that mad about it, I don't think, at least now. But
He's now.
yeah. And then we have Grace, where I'm really intrigued about hearing about water bottles being whizzed at you between you and Maddie at each other's heads. What was happening that you ended up going to the other property?
I think it was a night where I was going through some emotions, and, emotions are running high for both of us, and things just got a little messy. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember exactly what it was over? Was it like a work thing? Was it a personal thing? Or?
I think it was a accumulation of both. And then I think there was a lot of he said, she said, a lot of game of telephone. So it was just constantly on repeat. And it just felt like this rivalry that was continuing since 2020. And I think it just boiled over.
Okay. So at that point, did you guys just stop speaking to each other, and were you legitimately mad?
Yeah, I mean, we stopped speaking for a while, and it was like people were speaking for us, and so we took a break from our friendship, and I think that was really healthy for us because, now we're on better terms, which I'm thankful for. So love it doesn't have to separate us too much now.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting to watch both of you kind of come back. I know, Mikel, that was interesting, you seeing you as bar back. Was that sort of like a humbling experience, or were you like, I don't care, I'll just get into it and I don't?
So the part that everyone misses, but I've had several jobs. I've done janitorial work. I've wiped crap off toilets. I've cleaned vomit. So like the part where we're missing, I'm 25 years old. I've had several jobs I've been very, very well at. It's just people don't know that side of me. They see the lavish luxury side of me. So they see my Instagram, they see everything, stuff like that I do. But no, I've worked like the dirt of so many things. That was nothing to me. It was new. It was very frustrating, but I was kind of like, all right, that's what you think I have to do. I'll do it, but I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because love is asking me to do it. There's no sense of like, I need to suck up to these people. It's more like, no, I'm going to just do my part. So I'm going to get back in. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah.
Yeah. And did you also feel the guys though behind the bar were giving you a little bit of attitude that made it a little bit more uncomfortable?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to the help. So, I mean, they were slinging drinks. Like that's the funniest thing about all of it, love, is that when TJ and Will, they mention my job ethics and stuff, what they forget is that they're behind the bar, I work the front door. So you can never see my work ethic, we don't see each other. So a lot of this assumption, a lot of it's haterade is what I call it. So I did my part, they did their part, I kept it going.
Yeah. No, and it's great because it's wonderful to see you guys, coming back. I do have an uncomfortable question for both of you. I love Grace's birthday party. That was, I hope you go into party planning, both of you, because that was very cool. It did get a little uncomfortable where you threw the drink, Mikel, and you laughed. Okay, I don't need to recap, But I'm wondering, I know it was your party, Grace, but did I miss something? Did you talk to him or go after him at all? Because I know you guys are like the best of friends. What ended up happening there?
I'm really glad that you asked me this question because I'm
curious too.
I'm very curious. I was in my own world that day. I was drinking a little bit, and I came in with the intention of not fighting with anyone on my birthday because that's just not the energy that I wanted to put out on my big day. And, it was wrong of me not to stick up for Mikel. And I never laughed at him. So I just want to make that clear. There was no me laughing at him. I mean, I was lit. I will admit that. So I might've been a little giggly, but if I ever did laugh, it was never towards Mikel or to hurt his feelings. And, I did try to run after him, but Maddie was like, I got this. It's okay. So, she stepped up and she was the one that with Mikel. And I agree that I could have done more. And, our friendship means a lot to me, Mikel. So I do apologize.
Yeah. No, like at the end of the day, I think, like I said, my actions are not excusable whatsoever. But I think on my end of it, like, even during the entire process, even Maddie being in the middle, Maddie stood my back the entire time. Maddie still stood up for me the entire time. So it's like, as I was rewatching, I was like, damn, I got this girl's back 24/7. And like, there's people who are attacking me. And you kind of sat there, which is, I totally get it's your birthday or your day, but kind of seemed like, oh, he's upset. Well, fuck. I mean, seriously, sorry. He's upset. So F how he's feeling, I'm gonna enjoy my day, which is rightfully so. But I'm like, damn, girl, like where, like I got your back, and you even see further clips throughout the season. Like I've had her back in some situations, so it's kind of like I was like rewatching, like emotions of like, damn, like okay, well, really, like does she really have my back? It's like I'm seeing it, but me and Grace are like we're fine right now and stuff, and like I think where it's just like that was a very like moment of like, okay, I'm still kind of upset by this, but it was weird to me. It was very weird to not see my friend have my back during that time. I won't fret about that.
Okay. So you guys have not talked about this yet.
We've talked about another situation similar to this that happens in Charlotte, but so it's a recurring act, I guess you could say. But we have overcame it, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think about that, Grace? If there's been a couple times, like sometimes you just sort of get like not, or maybe aren't aware that he's having a moment, or.
Yeah. You know, I think it was just because it was my birthday, and that's why I didn't want the drama.
Yeah.
And I really went in with the intention of just being at peace with everyone and trying not to ruffle any feathers.
Yeah.
And a lot went down in Charlotte. You know, I'm not going to say too much because you got to tune in. But, you know, there was a lot that went down, and, you know, I'm thankful for Mikel, and yeah. He has my back. He really does. And I owe him.
Yeah. He just got, you know, I was taken a little aback during your birthday party just because he did get very emotional. Like it was hard to watch how upset he was. Where was that coming from, Mikel? Was that just like a lot of frustration? What was that all about exactly?
It was a lot of pressure and a lot of, because like what a lot of people didn't see, it was like multiple things were happening at once. So it wasn't just like just me, TJ, Joe. It was all was going at me.
Yeah.
And so imagine, especially like weeks of filming, the same thing happening over and over and over again. There's one person who's dealing with already figuring out, coming out to his whole entire family, like doing so many other things, like mental health, depression, anxiety, all just happening. That saying I'm arguing with people every single day. Now it's 1 versus 3. And so I'm like, I was ready to quit. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore because one person, you can only take so much. And so like that outburst of anger was like okay, now I'm done. And so I left. I was like, I'm going to leave before I jeopardize more of my future that I cannot jeopardize already. Yeah. And it just came from a place of hurt, a place of like not being hurt. It's also a place of frustration because I was trying to figure out and really understand what was the sole purpose and reason of not liking me. And when everything was related to work-related issues, I'm like, then you have no valid reason not to like me. So in my head, I'm like, TJ, you're literally just like bantering me. You're picking at me and you're being messy because you can't even tell me why you don't like me. And even with the game, it was kind of like where no one wanted to like, you know, be messy but when it came to me, it was just like, oh, well, Mikel's being loud, Mikel's being crazy, Mikel's doing this, Mikel's doing that. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, you know, Will made a statement saying, you know, I love the kid so much, but he doesn't know, blah, blah, whatever. But I'm like, you're playing chess, like you're meddling. You're asking me, well, who do you think said it? So it's like, let's not play games. Like, I'm not here to play games. And I think the thing is like, that's why TJ can look me in his eye when he's talking to me. TJ was very dismissive. He's very kind of like, oh, you're trash. I'm like, well, say it to my face. I'm right here. I'm like right here in your face and stuff. So I think it was I don't think they're used to somebody like me where I'm like, I can take it. But that day I was very just kind of like, I want to go. Like I just wanted to leave. And that's why I got in my car and left. Like even like saying I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go to work because it was just like, I was so angry and so emotional. I was like, there's days we all have when we're kind of like, I just can't do it today, you know? But my ass was there.
Yeah, no, you made the right decision. What is TJ's problem? I'm just curious because there is this, he's very interested in negative feelings towards you.
They're called bitch-made problems. You can Google it. They're called bitch-made problems. So you can Google it. So I don't know. I just think he's 30 years old and just tired.
Okay. He doesn't seem to love Grace either, though. Do you feel the same thing, or?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I think that TJ is projecting. Like I said on the show, I think that he has some that he needs to work on within himself, and I think that he needs to do some more soul searching and find himself, and really ask himself, who is TJ? What do I want? And, how do I want to live my life every day? And I think when you come across someone like me and Mikel that are very truly, authentically ourselves, it can be a little triggering to people that
it can be hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think right now, even despite all the things that happened, I would say that like, he's not a bad person. He's just a little, it's a little not all the way there. He's just kind of, it's like, I love him to death. I'm like, just shut your mouth sometimes. Shut your mouth sometimes and stuff. So, because it's like where our friend group is like, we can literally go for the jugular with each other, but there's a point of resolution. I think of it all the time, because it's like you said, it's like, I remember this was even a situation where me and TJ were like beefing. Like we were just like, it was like hard beefing. And I remember this guy made a very homophobic comment to him, and my first instinct was to like have his back. Even like when they all went to the club one night, this guy was getting TJ's face, and like, Trevor at the time wasn't friends with TJ, but then Trevor, the guy punched in the face for TJ, like from a guy. So it's like we could all hate each other, but we hate each other. Y'all can't hate us.
You're like siblings. You're like family. It sounds like
literally. It's like I'm like, okay, TJ, you call me trash, okay, cool, you're a bitch. So anyway, next. But if someone else calls you a bitch or calls you trash, I'm like, okay, I got you. I got your back. Yeah. So it's weird. Like right now we're in a very iffy place, but it's like I have his back. He has my back to other people, but we're figuring out within the group how we have each other's backs. I will say that.